A pool of light in here, but you know how this yellow and then the blues in this part of the concept piece. The gesture here, look at this pool of light with these characters in there of Honest John and Gideon and Pinocchio.
It's such a pleasure to be here.
Oh,
such a historical place where we have all the sketches of every single movie Disney has done.
Well, we're glad to have you visit with us today.
Thank you. So can you tell us what you do here at the Animation Research Center?
Oh, well, the Animation Research
Library.
We preserve just about all the animation art that the Walt Disney Company possesses, from its animated shorts and animated features from the 1920s to current day. Wow. So our mission is to celebrate the legacy of Disney animation by preserving this art so that everybody within the company, and including artists, can learn from it, be inspired by it, and actually build upon that legacy. So that's why we house artwork from Pinocchio in this case, so that people can always reference this artwork and either learn from it or be inspired by it.
Right. And we also hear that when they reissue a movie like Pinocchio, they'll look to you and say, okay, what do you got that we can add as a bonus?
Yes, right? Yes. Our, and they came to us once again for this release. And our collections team happened to have gone through every story sketch and every piece of concept art for the film. It took them about between 10 and 11 months to just identify, organize, and rehouse all of that artwork. Another 2.5 to 3.5 months to catalog the artwork. Then our image capture team actually photographed all of the artwork. So now we have it all digitized. And thus the team from creative entertainment, content enhancement, excuse me, was able to come here and make a supplement based on a deleted song that we were able to identify just through that process.
Right. That's a library everybody would want to come to.
Oh yeah.
Such a learning experience.
Yes. Although we're only open to the people,
it's very private.
People in the Walt Disney Company, plus people such as yourselves.
Right. So it's such a pleasure to be here because it's so special. Now also, upcoming films that artists are working on, they'll come here and do some research as well.
Yeah, they will do that. They'll look at artwork. And we've digitized a lot of artwork as well. So we actually have an internal image browser that the artists can actually use and look at their computer desks.
Oh, nice.
So that they can, they can look at it at their leisure and learn from it. But even though it's been digitized, we always house the original artwork, because nothing ever beats looking at a piece of art with your own eyes. And so they're welcome to come here at any time to look at anything in the collection.
And they look at the original artwork that's pulled out of a vault.
That's right. Wow. Like these Gustav Tenggren pieces, the concept pieces from Pinocchio, which are just so wonderful, because the film really seems to evoke the spirit of those pieces.
Yeah, I remember that lighting. That lighting is what I remember
just wonderful.
From Pinocchio. Yeah,
as they're walking through the town, and you're in a pool of light, and then it's dark and blue, and then a pool of light. It's wonderful. But specifically with this latest Blu-ray digital release, we have these sketches that were used in the supplement that details the deleted song of Three Cheers for Anything. And so oftentimes when they're working on a film, the story artists will try to come up with all sorts of elements of the story that they could tell, but they can't tell everything because you only have a certain amount of time. So how do you make it efficient, story-wise? Well, at one point they thought that the kids on their way to Pleasure Island could sing this song. Unfortunately, it just slowed down the pace of the story, so they had to really abbreviate and delete the song. So, but even though that's part of the creative process and part of the iterative process of the animation shorts and features, is that you're trying to work and figure out what's best to tell the story, how best to convey the ideas that you want to tell. And so there's a lot of work that will go into this, and then it ultimately may be deleted. But we're glad to be able to save that, because we can see, and it's like a window into that creative process just by having these sketches.
Right. And then the gloves, obviously.
The gloves, yes.
You don't have any oil from your hands,
right.
Correct?
Yeah, way back in the day, they may not have been, they weren't working with gloves. They weren't thinking, they were just trying to get the film completed. And they weren't thinking about how is this art going to last.
Right.
But nowadays, we really approach all of this art with a museum quality handling. We want to make sure that this art lasts as long as possible, hence the gloves. And then, every now and then we work with, I used to have a little spatula, And then we lift every piece of art with spatulas,
With the spatula.
and piece by piece, and we make sure that we care for this artwork so it can last as long as possible, so that future generations of artists can always learn from it and be inspired by it. And like this, anybody could look at artwork such as this and get an idea for something which they're working even in current day. They may be looking at the mediums that are used, or the colors, or the shapes, or just the angles with which the art is created. What's the point of view? So all of these pieces of art, one by one, could be valuable to somebody in the company just through inspiration. So that's the value of the collection. Imagine if this were not around.
Wow.
How would we build from it? How would we learn from it?
Father!
Pinocchio!
I'm a real boy!
You are a real boy!